Hey, what's up everybody? I'm S. Brent Bowers from Mutantville Productions. I'm kicking off the behind the scenes vlogs for a new project Mutantville is undertaking called the Metatron Files. This is extremely early in the process for the Metatron Files. It's basically a pilot or kickoff for a web series, but it also is planned to work as a short film as well, so we can enter it into various contests and just see if it garners the interest to justify doing a web series. This is our second shot at a web series here at Mutantville. The first one turned out all right, but I don't think had the lingering just wow factor and sort of monster of the week setup, if you will, to really facilitate getting everybody excited to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. So we're looking to rectify that and kind of use that experience to build a better web series or a project that has the potential of being a web series, and I'm really excited about that. So I watched yesterday the 35 videos and the behind the scenes of the Mutantville feature film Ghost, and got really inspired and thought, wow, it would be great if we could start even earlier on the Metatron Files, making behind the scenes videos that will ultimately be in a playlist on our YouTube channel, which of course you're watching right now. It's youtube.com/MutantVillePlayers, aka Mutant TV. And as always, these videos are linked to from mutantville.com. Now, the project at this time, it's January the 3rd, 2012 right now. And at this time, the project is planned to shoot late winter, early spring, February, March, something like that. So I'll start talking about some of the things that we're going to be doing in pre-production. I have my clipboard here with the script, and you'll notice that it's already hole punched. Why? Because ultimately we'll go into my big battle notebook. But for the time being, I'm doing a lot of writing on it, making notes. We haven't even cast it at this point, so it's just more convenient to have it. There'll be some drawings for various props that have to be built as I work through this. So I'll start off. It's called Metatron Files. The concept, in a nutshell, is a mysterious FBI agent with unknown origins basically enlists the help of a psychic to help him solve strange cases of murder and mutilation that perhaps have some sort of unnatural origins to them. So, in a nutshell, that's it. We're going to have some really special actors playing the two main roles, which of course will be the FBI agent and his psychic partner. And there's going to be a lot of, if you're a fan of Supernatural, the X-Files, the Twin Peaks, I would think this would be right up your alley, so to speak. It's based on a story created by myself and J.T. McRoberts. The first script is entitled It Begins Again, and it's written by J.T. McRoberts. I will be directing it, and of course, as always, George will be serving as producer, lighting, that sort of thing, and we'll be moving forward with the basic MVP3 back again to a 3-piece after our last project with Image Impact Group, which was awesome. But we're going to be getting back in-house for this one, it looks like, at this time anyway. Hopefully, there'll be folks from other groups helping us on this, because we've really been getting out there and supporting other folks' projects. It's always nice when some of that can come back to you, but either way, we've learned a lot and grown from our experiences with this project or that project with other groups. So it's only a good thing. It's only going to make us better. I'm excited to get back to the three of us, though, because that's kind of where it all started for us. And I'm also excited, really, to direct a script that I actually didn't write. So that's interesting to me for a lot of reasons. When you tend to write and direct, you're really close to the material, for one thing. So I would say in the past, not so much talking about me, although it's true of anybody that directs their own writing, you're going to be very, very close to the source material and maybe unable to legitimately accept feedback in some cases. It's like my 10th grade English teacher, Judy Kimmery, who's on Facebook. Say hi. Hi, Miss Kimmery. Always said, don't fall in love with your first draft. And that's very, very true. This is probably a second draft, but still the concept is the same. If you're the one writing it, it's easy to, it's your baby. It's easy to fall in love with it just as it is, even if some slight things can make it better, by being changed. So, this is going to be a unique collaboration for Mutantville, because this is a script written by J.T. McRoberts and directed by myself. So that's the first for both of us. The first for him, writing a script, having someone else direct. and vice versa. So I'm excited about that. I think that could really work well for us and just kind of create a new step in the legitimate progression of our quality, our level, if you will, as Mutantville Productions. So that's exciting. And it was time for us to do something like that. So I'm really stoked about that. So at this time, I'm just taking the script and working through the script page by page, just figuring out locations, seeing if there's anything that absolutely doesn't have to be in there. This is, I think, maybe the second version of the script. It's fairly tight. It's a 14-page script. I think there might be some small places where it could be condensed, but maybe not. But we'll work through that and then start to get an idea. We've got a few folks in mind for some of the roles. And some of the roles we've actually already spoken to people about. So, at this time, I'm just refining all the requirements to shoot this. What do we absolutely have to shoot this? We're going to rely heavily on visual effects. I know that, and I'll also be handling the visual effects. So that'll be one step up because I'll be able to direct the shots as I know that I need them to be for the visual effects. And in an effort to make these visual effects come off flawlessly and without a hitch, one of the things I've decided to undertake is just shooting some skits and some test footages with some various friends and doing test versions of some of the same effects that I know I'll be using in Metatron Files. So there's going to be demon battles galore and unique confrontations, not guns per se, that sort of thing, but very physical conflicts, a lot of conflict. It makes a great script. Every time you look at the screen, there should be some conflict on the screen. So at this time, I'm just working through this because we're still finishing up the final visual effects for Ghost and the authoring of the Tales from Mutantville DVD. So this is just that maybe one day a week kind of project for me right now. I should also mention that at this time, I am a full-time employee of Mutantville.com. So that's a unique situation for me. We've never had that in the past. We've all had day jobs, whatnot. At this time, I'm 100% devoted to Mutantville.com. So I want to be able to take full advantage of that and be able to make this just the best project that it could possibly be. So, at this time, that's how I'm kicking it off. One of the things that I've done to try to facilitate better behind-the-scenes videos, I've got this little tiny Vivitar HD camera, which a lot of the footage you'll see will come from this. Now, I will say the footage looks great from this. The audio, not so much, but I'll be using it in here, various compositions so that it's not all from the webcam, and also it looks a lot better than the webcam. So I'll be using that in concert with things like Camtasia to show you some of the stuff that I'm doing in After Effects and some of the little test footages and whatnot. And my idea for the schedule behind these vlogs is one per week, unless I feel like doing more, in which case I might. Probably, I'm responsible for one day of content on Mutantville.com as it is now. The primary content provider, I think everybody probably has gleaned, is Strebo, aka J.T. McRoberts, because he's the big review guy. He's the big horrorologist guy, the guy that can put it all into a context that the layperson can more easily understand. And of course, George and I have other pieces of the Mutantville machine that we're responsible for. The cinematography, the lighting, the visual effects, the editing, the software, things of that nature, the website, the marketing, what have you. So we are a team, and I know publicly you don't see George and I as much, but there's a reason for that. It's all a part of a plan. And one of the things that I have been tasked with doing is providing one day of content for Mutantville.com. In other words, one story per week. So that has typically been my Johnny Brento's Juju, which is released every Wednesday. And for the foreseeable future, if I'm able to make any progress at all on Metatron Files, there'll be a director's vlog or just a making of Metatron Files vlog that I'll be releasing in concert with my Johnny Brento's Juju each Wednesday. That won't start until probably you'll be seeing this most likely starting Wednesday, January 11th, even though it's the 3rd right now. I've already got this week's covered. But in a nutshell, that's it. So, I hope you enjoy these making ofs, and I hope this is just one of maybe 35, 40 of these through the course of creating our web series. And it comes out to be a great project, and this is just intriguing as hell for all of you behind-the-scenes lovers. I know it's the kind of content that I really love, and I know Strebo really loves, and that's why we make this. So, and at the end of the day, when we see the end project, we look back and go, oh, it's so great to see that gleam in the eye. When you get people just really first introduced to the material, they're super excited about it. it's always great. It's always great to have that. So until next week or next time, take care, and we'll be back very soon with another making of the Metatron Files.
You're watching Mutant TV.